I'm black. And I'm back. Y'all already know y'all been waiting a minute for this. I am so sorry, okay? I took my time just like Tyler Perry took his time. But the Haves and Have-Nots is finally back. Y'all, I'm here to give y'all the review, my take on Season 5, Episode 28, titled Laugh Not to Cry. I don't want to waste too much time, so if this is your first time on this channel, please click that subscribe button. I promise to give you great commentary. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for hanging with me. All right, so let's get into the reason why we're here, the episode. Okay, so where it starts off with pop, pop, it's showtime. Just kidding. Actually, it was pop, 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 but it wasn't showtime, y'all, okay? It was Benny, on the brink of death once again, okay, y'all? Benny is a cat, I've decided. He has 9 lives, okay? Benny survived the whole, first or second season in the hospital, okay, in a coma. Like, we thought he was dead the whole time or going to die. Then, when else did he get shot? Oh, war. When he shot up the hotel room, R.I.P. to little baby Quincy. But Benny survived that, and now the Malones is coming after him, and they done shot him, and Benny is ducking and dodging, okay? But here comes Superman out of nowhere, Superman Mitch, okay? Because he got to have his friends back. He's like, hold up, chill out, y'all. He's innocent. Stop. So the two gunmen are like, look, we got orders. And Mitch was like, well, I'm changing the orders, okay? I run stuff around here. And they was like, he said, I talked to Uncle Vin, okay? And Uncle Vin knows that my friend didn't have anything to do with this, okay? So the dude was like, well, your grandma's not going to like this. Speaking of Grandma Rose, okay? And so Mitch was like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. I'll deal with her. Y'all get out of here. Okay, so as soon as they start walking away, Benny comes from nowhere like, hey, yo, what's up? Like, what? Y'all want a piece of me? Oh, you ain't got nothing to say now? I'm like, Benny, calm down, okay? You are like one of those people like in high school that's like, dog, hold me back. Like, Benny, you're lying, okay? You're fronting. Like, we know you was scared. Like, anybody would be scared of gunshots, okay? You're not hard like that, okay? But the next thing you know, Mitch was like, yeah, let him go, okay? I saved your behind once again. And Benny was like, yeah, well, it's because of your family. I'm like, yeah, Benny, but you did borrow the money from him. You knew the consequences, but whatever, okay? And so Mitch says, I'll talk to my Grandma Rose. I'll get all this straightened out, okay? And then, but he does tell him, like, look, I can try to get you off the hook, but we got to get that money back, okay? To give back to my family that you borrowed from Uncle Vinny. So Benny was like, cool, it's at my mom's crib. We can just jump by and go get it. So they was like, cool. So they dip out. Now, we see Kathryn and Hannah, okay? They are at Hannah's house, and Kathryn is there trying to console her friend, check on her friend. Now, Kathryn comes bearing gifts because apparently when Kathryn was going through her cancer, I believe it was breast cancer, back in season 1, yeah, I don't remember this part, but apparently Hannah brought her some good green stuff, okay? She bought her some marijuana, whatever you want to call it, okay? So she had Kathryn feeling good. So Kathryn wanted to return the favor. So she came and bought her some happy pills, okay? Valium, okay? Now, if y'all seen this episode, y'all know that this pill worked wonders for Hannah. I'm thinking she might need to go get a prescription, okay? Because we saw a much lighthearted side of Hannah that wasn't tripping out and stressing out and anxiety driven, prone. She was great, okay? She made you be like, dang, you got some more of that? I'm just playing halfway, not really. I don't know, whatever. So it was a good time that Hannah took the pill. Of course, she's resistant to it at first, but she really needed it. So Kathryn does offer for Hannah to stay the night with her at her place, but Hannah was like, girl, no, Bay is staying, okay? And she didn't really say Bay, but she be blushing so much she gives it away. So she tells Kathryn Derek actually said he would stay to make sure I was okay, and Benny will be home. And so then Kathryn says, like, she gets like schoolgirl excited, like, "Ooh, girl, tell me more. Ooh, so you like him, don't you?" And Hannah couldn't even lie at this point. And I don't know if the pill was just kicking in or she was really just telling the truth. She was like, "Yeah, it's true. I do like him." So they kind of like laugh and giggle like little schoolgirls, okay? So then Kathryn leaves out the room. Derek does walk her outside. And when they're outside, she's getting in her car. But before she gets in, Derek, like, asks about Candace. Like, look, I heard about her daughter, but I don't know too much about her. Y'all already know how Kathryn reacts when she hears about Candace. Like, she's bad news, yada, 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 whatever. Okay? But Kathryn specifically said she's a wicked little troll. Okay? And that was putting it in, like, very, like, positive, nice terms coming from Kathryn. Because y'all know she wanted to call her number 9. Okay? So then Kathryn asked Derek about Veronica because Hannah mentioned Veronica to Kathryn when she was talking to Kathryn upstairs. Hannah mentioned that she saw Veronica interact with Derek as if they knew each other, like maybe they had relations. So she's reluctant to like really get involved with him because she don't want no parts of what Veronica has had parts of. Okay, so at this point, Kathryn is concerned, so she asks, like, "Is she bothering you? Look, I'm gonna warn you about her. This chick is crazy. Let me know if you need help." Now, we do know that Veronica is crazy, but crazy must recognize crazy because Kathryn doesn't feel threatened by Veronica. Like, Veronica has gone far, but she never fully tries Kathryn like that, not personally. So I think crazy recognizes crazy. But Derek was like, "Nah, I'm a G. Okay, I got this. Like, I assure you, I am totally fine." Okay? So then Kathryn is like, cool. She leaves. So then, like clockwork, Benny pulls up, okay? He has Mitch in the car with him, okay? They've come to the house, for one, to check on his mother, and then for two, to also get the money from the crib, okay? So Benny hops out the car, looks at Derek, and was like, "Where's my mama at?" And so Derek was like, "She's in the house. Hold up. Just listen. Before you go in there, just listen." So Benny is hyped up. He like, no, this is my mama, okay? I don't know what you got going on, but you need to move out my way. And so Derek had to just start talking because Benny is not listening at this point. Derek was like, look. She stabbed him, okay? So go in there calmly because I finally got her calm. I don't really need her to get hyped back up again. So this is like, what has gone down here? So Benny, that prompts him to run in the house even faster. He runs up the stairs. He was like, "Hey, yo, mama, okay?" At this point, Hannah is feeling good, feeling great, looking good, don't hate, in her bed because she got this happy pill, okay? So when he runs up there, he's like, "You all right? And she was like, "Yes." He was like, You sure? You're like being overprotective, son. And so she's like, "Yeah." So he said, "What happened?" And so Hannah told him the truth. Like, a man came in here looking for your sister. Apparently she told him that I had the money that she owes to him. And so Benny is like, "What? I can't believe Candace would do something like that." And so Derek comes in the room trying to play like stepdaddy already. And so Derek is like, yo, calm down, Benny, calm down. So Benny is like, "What? Look, I'm tired of you. You can get out, okay? I ain't had no daddy around when I was growing up. That's why." Okay, y'all. Okay, that's Tia Marie lyrics. Okay, I just cut that out. Okay. So, next thing you know, Hannah was like, no, just calm down, okay? I'm fine. And then Hannah said the guy that came in here, he just made me take him all over the house. So Benny was like, "All over the house? Well, did he go to my room?" And then Hannah was like, "Yeah, all over the house. Your room is a part of the house." So at this point, Benny looks at Mitch looks at Benny, and he's like, "Oh, shoot," okay? So they freak out. They leave out of the room to, of course, go check his room because they came to the crib to get the money, okay? This money is, like, his life is depending on it. So Derek turns to Hannah and was like, "Please stay calm, Hannah, stay calm." And then so Hannah ain't tripping. She was like, "You know what? Shockingly, I am calm, okay?" And so I'm thinking, them happy pills are kicking in. Because, by now, Hannah would be freaking out sweating, praying, oh my God, we gotta call the police, we gotta call the FBI, oh my gosh, I gotta call Kathryn. Like, she would have been all over the place, y'all, okay? So Benny comes back in the room and he was like, the money is gone. Mitch is like, no way. And so then Hannah is like, Benny, come here. What money are you talking about? And then Benny was like, my money. And then we all thinking to ourselves, like, Benny, now you know that it's not common knowledge that you have money, okay? Last time you went off on Candace because you wanted all 31 of your dollars in your bank account or something like that, whatever, however much money you had, okay? So she know you ain't tripping over $30. And so Hannah was like, okay, so how is it your money? So Mitch says he got it from my uncle, Miss Hannah, okay? And he really needs it. And so Hannah was like, and what does your family do for a living, Mitch, okay? Are these illegal things that your family is doing? And then Mitch was like, I mean, I ain't no snitch. They just do a little something at everything. And so Hannah says, so you borrowed money from his family, speaking to Benny. And so Benny says, yes, I did. At this point, he's irritated. And so Hannah just starts shaking her head. She was like, yeah, you and your sister. And she starts dying laughing. The whole room, this is Benny, Mitch, and Derek, is looking like lost. Like, girl, what is so funny? Like, we just told you money was missing. Like, now you're talking about you and your sister and you're laughing? This isn't a normal reaction of yours. And so she's like, you and your sister, like, she was laughing so hard that, like, it was like a squeaking toy. Like, she could barely get it out. And so Benny is like, yo, what's so funny? And then she was like, this is funny. Like, all of this is just hilarious to me. And so I'm thinking, y'all need to invest in some edibles for Hannah or a prescription of this stuff, because life would be a lot easier if Hannah always reacted like this. And so Benny is like super mad. He don't have time for this. Nothing about this is funny. So he goes downstairs because he needs to release, okay? He screams into the pillow in the couch, okay? Mitch is not a good friend at this point because he's making it worse. He's like, Benny, this is bad. This is really bad. And so Mitch also says, like, okay, so what are you gonna do? And Benny says, you know what? I'm about to call Candace right now. I'm about to call her, okay? So now we have Candace and RK. They're walking back into the hotel. This is the Artesian Hotel, okay? So then as they're walking in, Benny starts calling Candace. Benny says, where are you? Okay, he's super irritated at this point. He's tired of playing games with Candace. And Candace says, I'm at the hotel. He says, don't move, stay there. And then she's like, Benny, I'm really tired. It's 6 a.m. He's like, click. Okay, I'm not going back and forth with you, okay? I done had enough of this with you, okay? So he hangs up. That lets us know that he's not playing. He's on his way. He don't care how tired she is, okay? So then RK tells Candace, like, look, I'm about to go swing by Veronica's house, see what I can get into. And so Candace once again warns him for the last time, you do not want to mess with that woman. She is crazy, okay? Although she's the one that hooked them up to begin with. But whatever, RK is hard-headed, so he has to learn the hard way. So now we see Benny, he turns to Mitch and tells Mitch, they're back at Hannah's house, tells Mitch that he's headed to go see Candace. So Mitch says, are you sure that none of this that's going on like at your house has to do with that crazy girl that's living here, or maybe this money missing? And so Benny is like, dude, have some respect. So Mitch is like, I'm just saying, like, none of this makes sense to me. And so Benny was like, bro, like, she died. She jumped off the freaking building, okay? But at this point, you can't blame Mitch because Mitch didn't know. Like, in the midst of all this craziness happening, like, nobody was updating anybody on Melissa, okay? Rest in peace to Melissa. So we have Jim Cryer, okay? He shows up to the hospital to go see his bestie, David, okay? So when he walks into the room, Jeffrey was sitting there like the great son that he is, watching over his dad. At this point, Jim informs Jeffrey that there's security on the door because remember from the episode prior, Jeffrey called Jim and asked Jim to pull some strings so that like security could be watching David's room 24/7 because his mother is in that case. Okay. So then Jeffrey says, thanks. My mom was here. And then Jim says, yeah, I'm going to have to talk. I'm going to have a talk with that woman soon, okay? Once again, crazy recognizes crazy. He going to have to talk to her. Okay, so then Jim says, Jeffrey, would you mind if I talk to your dad alone for a minute? Jeffrey is like, no problem, gives them their privacy, leaves out. So then we see Jim is being so insensitive at this moment. David turns around, he's kind of like, oh, how are you feeling? Oh, whatever. Let's cut straight to the point. I need a favor from you. And I'm like, dude, you're asking this man for a favor. He's not laying on his back, but he laying on his stomach because he can't lay on his back because he almost got burnt to a crisp. And you're asking him for a favor for your son that always gets himself in trouble. So, of course, basically Jim says, look, my name is kind of tarnished around town. There's nobody that can pull strings for me. So I need you to pull some strings. I need to get Wyatt out of jail. And he explains to him that Kathryn put Wyatt in jail because he stabbed him alone. Now he has to get him out of jail because the Malones will find a way to get in there and kill him, which we know is already, in effect. The plan is underway. So, David advises him to contact a lawyer that actually owes him a favor, okay? And so, David then asks Jim for a favor in return. So, Jim is like, okay, cool, what do you need? So, David says, I need you to find out what happened to Erica, the pink elephant in the room. Now, remember, they have all been instructed to not tell David anything about Erica because they don't want his blood pressure to rise. They want him to heal just fine. He doesn't have time to be flipping out, okay? Not right now. But Jim's face gave it all away, and Jim is he likes to be the bearer of bad news. So he's just like, you know what? She just wasn't as strong as you. I'm sorry, but she didn't make it. So at this point, you really feel sorry for David because regardless of, there's an argument, okay, do y'all believe that do y'all believe that Erica was really playing him the whole time, or did Erica really actually start to like David? I don't know. But without a doubt, we all know that David really did start to like Erica. He may have even loved her. So at this point, we're just like, okay, we feel for him when he's crying in this moment. So David tells him, thank you for telling me the truth. He knew that people were holding back for some reason. So Jim says, I'm so sorry for your loss. I know what she meant to you. And David says, thank you for everything. And then Jim leaves out of the room. Okay, so Jim does see Jeffrey in the hall before he leaves out. He just gives him encouraging words and then they part ways. So then also in the hall is the male nurse by the name of Madison, okay? Y'all, if y'all listened to my review before this, y'all already know I sensed that Madison had a little thing for Jeffrey, a little crush. He kind of knew him or something, or he was drawn to him in some type of way. But whatever the case, Madison goes up to Jeffrey. He lets him know that he's leaving, he's not on his shift anymore. So Jeffrey, thanks him for being, so, attentive, but he even asked him, are you attentive like this to all of your patients? And, he's like, well, no, not really. At that point, Madison refreshes his memory and lets him know, hey, we used to go to school together. This is how we know each other. Actually, I remember how you stood up to a guy in school, and I really respected that, and that's because he was, calling you gay or something, and clearly it hits a soft spot. They could relate to each other on that level, which I think that Madison was really digging Jeffrey. So at this point they exchange numbers. Madison claims he just wants to catch up, get some dinner together, but I'm you basically just are I want to go on a date with you, okay? But he doesn't want to be forward because Jeffrey is in the hospital for his dad, okay? There's a time to place for everything. So, of course, as usual, whenever Jeffrey even attempts to get close to somebody else or connect with anyone, just socialize, period, Justin is lurking in the shadows, okay? Because Justin is a true stalker. So Justin walks up to them in the middle of them talking and was like, well, who is this? super jealous. And so Madison is like, oh, hello, officer, because he doesn't see him as a jealous boyfriend. He just sees him as like a man of authority. And so Jeffrey steps in. He's like, he's my dad's nurse. I knew him from school. And so Justin says, so why did you just take his number? And Jeffrey was like, he's my dad's nurse. And he said, Jeffrey is like, just go, okay? Just go. Justin is like, yeah, okay. So at this point, Justin walks away, okay? But Justin finds Madison in the hallway. And he finds him to question him. He kind of like pushed up on him. Like you felt like he had like some type of like heat, some intensity behind him, but he tried to make it seem like like he was concerned about David too, which he's really not. But basically Justin comes up to him, bombards him with all these questions. He asked him like, why'd you get his number? Do you like him? How much do you know about him? Did you know he's under investigation? Like trying to scare him away, and then says, I advise you to stay away from him. And I'm like, if anything, that's the forbidden fruit method. You're going to make him want him even more, okay? Chill out, back up. Okay, so, but Justin doesn't walk away without getting Madison's number, the nurse, because he wants to get updates on Jeffrey's dad. And I'm like, is that even Justin's like business? Although he's like the police officer, but like, are you investigating the case? Like, no, you're not. So why would he call you with updates? Whatever. So then we see Rocky and what is his name? Broderick at the front desk of the hotel. Okay, remember they have some type of plot going on with this prostitution ring. I never fully understand their conversations because nothing ever comes of it. But whatever. Apparently, they aren't making enough money right now on a nightly basis. We'll see how this story unfolds, but Broderick is trying to get closer to Kathryn because he wants to own her empire and sit on the throne with her, okay? He wants the sugar mama, and I just don't think Kathryn's going to go for it. Whatever. So now we see RK. So RK shows up to Veronica's place. Super, super happy, rings the doorbell. She opens it. He walks in like he's not a first, second, or third time guest here. Okay. He walks in like he's the big man on campus. So Veronica is like, what are you doing? I told you 1 hour. Like it's all the way the next day. And so RK was like, well, I'm here now. So then they start talking back and forth, like teasing each other with like little sweet talk back and forth, being flirtatious. So then RK just cuts to the chase. He's like, well, let's go upstairs. Veronica was like, you thought that I called you here for sex? And he's like, what did you call me here for then? Because I don't know what else you were expecting. I mean, I'm hot and desirable. I'm tempting. Like, he didn't say all that, y'all, but that's basically what he insinuated. And so Veronica was like, just wait. And she does it in kind of like a sexy tone as if he really has something to look forward to, okay? So then Veronica goes to her drawer and pulls out, what is it? His records, okay? Veronica has done her research like she does on everybody. Pulled out his records and showed them to him. RK, you could tell that he was like caught off guard, but he still tried to keep his cool. So he's like, all of this is just lies and misunderstandings. That's all it is. And then, so Veronica is like, well, I noticed in looking through these records that not just the women, but the men like you too. And RK was like I said, it was a misunderstanding. It was just a misunderstanding. So Veronica starts asking him questions like, okay, with this being your record, how did you get the job at the hotel? RK is like, I know people. Okay, so then she jumps to the real question she wants to know the answer to. So why were you in my son's room? And RK was like, how did you know that? And I'm thinking, she probably has a camera in his room. I don't hold anything past Veronica nowadays. So Veronica is like, were you going to have sex with him? So RK was like, no, it's not my style. I told you I wasn't into that. Just wanted to flirt with him a little bit because I really wanted to get his watch. And RK was like, it's worth at least $5,000. I could have got some money off of that. And then so Veronica was like, well, I knew you didn't try anything. I see and I hear everything. Okay. So at that point, RK basically explained to her like how he gets over on people, like his little side job that he does. And Veronica wants to like set up a plan with RK basically to get Jeffrey to like him because she can only get so close to him, but I think like she basically wants to know like his like game plan so that she knows how to like play this game against him. And so then we see I don't know if y'all let me know who y'all think that he's working with, RK, because RK has played both sides. He's made it seem like he was working with Broderick, but at the same time, he's like sometimes on Candace's side, so I'm not fully sure. I think he's an informant of some sort, but I don't know for who. I don't know that he's an informant like Gia with the FBI, but we'll see. Okay, and then Veronica wants to then know how RK knows Justin. RK is like, I'm willing to explain that to you, but honey, I need some food in my stomach first. And Veronica obliges. I think that she somewhat respects his directness and forwardness and the fact that he's not extremely scared of her and can walk all over, and like she can't walk all over him. Okay, so then we have Wyatt. Wyatt and the Malone, that he doesn't realize is a Malone yet, they are in the cell. Wyatt is in pain from withdrawals, you can tell. The Malone basically looks like he's ready to finish the job at this point. But guards keep walking by, so he can't get anything done. Okay, so then we see Benny. Benny shows up to the hotel. He knocks on Candace's door. At this point, he's mad. Like, he needs answers. Like, open up the door. She opens the door. She's like, I've been up all night. Benny, what do you want? He's like, somebody broke into mommy's house. She's like, okay. And he's like, well, you ain't even gonna ask if she's okay. Like, are you concerned? And so then Hannah was like, I mean, not Hannah. Candace is like, how is she? And then he was like, fine, but the man was looking for you. Apparently, you told him that she has your money that you owe him. And so Candace is like, oh, okay. She's just extremely nonchalant. And Benny was like, do you not care? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I'm so disappointed. And Candace is like, nothing at all. Maybe she should just give me my money. Okay, so then Benny says, Mama is giving that money back to the criers. Candace says, excuse me? He said, yeah, you know that it's theirs. And then so Candace says, you can't let her do that. Your name is on the account too. Benny is like, there's nothing I can do. You know there's no convincing that woman otherwise. So Candace is like, yes, just listen to me. So Benny says, no, you listen to me. That guy came in that house and stole $45,000 from me. So Candace is like, wait, say what? Because she's thinking in her head, that's where that stack of money came from. But she can't give herself away at this point because this is supposed to be her getaway money so she can go and start a new life somewhere. You know, like get ghost until like it simmers down a little bit in their city. So Benny was like, yes, $45,000. I borrowed that money to buy a tow truck. So Candace is like, look, you're talking thousands and I'm talking millions, okay? So, but Benny was like, but that's not your money. She says, if you can't help me, then I can't help you, period. So basically, Candace keeps denying that she knows the guy that broke into Hannah's house. Candace is extremely nonchalant. Benny is growing more and more upset by the second. So he starts packing up her stuff because, you know, he always wants to like play like little big brother and like pack up her stuff and be like, you're leaving, you're getting out of here. You don't have to live like this. You're not going to sell your body. You're not about to be doing all this illegal stuff. You're coming home, okay? You're getting out of this hotel. So she's like, don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my stuff. She starts like wrestling him like not to touch her stuff. At this point you could tell like, okay, he's probably getting hotter and hotter. Like he's probably getting closer to something that she doesn't want him to see. This is why she's starting to be aggressive. So at this point when she's wrestling back and forth with him, he like drops some of her clothes on the floor and what drops out? Bloody money. And I'm like, Candace. And Benny looks at her like, that looked like $45,000 to me. Like, he didn't say that, but that was the look on his face, y'all. So, Candace, Benny says, like, Candace, like, what the heck? Like, this is my money. What did you do? And she's sitting there looking like dumb, like, duh. Speechless. So, we shall see what happens on the next episode. Please check out the next review of the Haves and the Have-Nots. And please comment below, like this video. If you made it this far and you're not a subscriber, you may as well go ahead and click that subscribe button. Okay, you may as well. Okay, y'all. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.